Okay, hello, Artisan Loom here. I'm taking a break from my bath bomb making today and want to actually feel like looming a bracelet. I've had a lot of, I've had some company this month, and the last bit of company doesn't leave until the 26th, so I didn't feel like I could do any tutorials, but they're all at the theme park, so I've got a chance to have some quiet time. So I'm going to teach you how to do the Debra Savannah by Zombify Me, and she has dedicated this to Debra at AZMS Mom and her daughter Savannah. So that is what this is. She also has a lovely account, so follow her if you please, because she just really does amazing work. But here's another rendition of it. And then here's one more. Okay? I'm going to use different colors, but this is the bracelet I am going to show you. So, for this one, 6 pin bars wide, which is awesome. 6 pin bars wide. We're not going to go to the very end, but probably 2 or 3 from the top. I'll let you know as we go along. But all the pin bars are straight across. Very simple. Okay, I'm going to try to use like 4 different colors, and I do believe I'm going to use the onyx black, the round ones. They're onyx silicone, I guess, like an LE, but not as dark. I'm probably going to try to use some metallic silver, some white sweets. And look what just came in. And I got some gold mint with the LE gold mint and the white pearl LE. I'm not going to use the white pearl LE. I'm going to try to use the gold mint. So happy that came back in. Now if they will only come out with a jet black cylindric, we would be golden. But if you want to know something you can do if you really like the jet black cylindric, it's you can get the yin yang bands, and they have white and the jet black mixed together, kind of like this, but black and white. So there's still a way you can get them, and remind me to order about 50 bags. Okay, so go ahead and get your bands together. I am going to bead the border. And you'll need beads for the center. I'm not sure exactly how many. I'll start off with 6. I don't know exactly because I'm doing this for the first time. But we're probably going to do every other band beaded. So go ahead and pick out your beads if you plan to bead it. If not, then I'll meet you back here. Okay, I was just trying to figure out what I was going to do because I was doing my border in black with these beads. But she did her border the same color as she did her crossbands going up, and I've already done that in black. So I'm thinking I'm going to do the border in black because I don't want to take them out, and then just do the crossbands in the gold mint. And we're just going to go for it and see what happens. It may not be the best looking rendition, but we're going to try it. Because I live on the edge like that, if you haven't noticed. Okay, so what we're going to start is we're going to put 2 bands going across the center. And then we are going to take it out to the left twice. Take it out to the right twice. Sorry, my hands are always in the way, but I find it easier if I hold the band while I put it on. Okay, so 2 bands in the center, then go out twice to the left, go out twice to the right. And then I do believe we're just going to follow it straight up. Every other band will be a beaded band. So we're going to do a plain band. And then I'm going to do a beaded band. And then a plain band, beaded band. Okay? Same with it on this side. Plain band, beaded band, plain band, beaded band. And you're going to follow this. Let me see how far you're going to go up. Okay, we're going to stop at the top. Let me put this over to the side. We're going to stop the third peg from the top. So 1, 2, 3. I'll just put a little band right there as to mark it. But we're going to stop at the third peg from the top right there, and then we're going to go in twice. You're going to do the same thing here. Go in twice and leave this free with no band in the center, because that's going to be our cat band at the when we go to loop it up. Okay, so go ahead and finish that. So this is how you should finish it up. Leave this one blank. And now we're going to start our cross bands going across. And where you're going to start it is you're going to go up to the third pin bar, or excuse me, third peg on the first pin bar, and you're going to go over twice towards the center. Okay, just like so. And actually, you could bead that part if you wanted to. I'm not going to, but you could bead it there as well if you chose to do that. So then on this side, you're going to come over twice towards the center as well. Okay? And you're going to do the next one as well. So 2 in a row, like so. Okay, and once you get that done, you're going to skip a row and you're going to go up to the next one. And you are going to do 2. Like that. Okay, one more row of it. 2 over towards the center from the left, and 2 over, whoops, toward the center from the right, like so. Okay, so it's going to look like this. So at this point, after each 2 that you do, you're going to leave a blank row, and then you'll do another 2, and then a blank row, another 2, and then a blank row, and you'll do that all the way till you get to the end. So go ahead and finish that part up for me. Now that we're finished, this is what it should look like, and you're going to stop right here and leave 1 row here. Now you're going to need, let's see here, you're going to need beads to go up the center. So you're going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You're going to need 8 beads. Okay, I am going to choose, let me see if these will fit, because I really want to use these beads. Okay, let me see if they'll fit. Oh, they're not going to fit. They're not going to fit. But I might still could use them. I might still could use them. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and bead these. In what color? Let's try the black, continuing with the black. And since this has a big hole, I don't really have to, I can just put it through this way and grab it. And just want to make sure if you have a pattern on your bead that it's laying all the same direction and the same way. And you're going to put one right here. And it won't matter for me because I can flip it over. It's not going to fit in between here, but it'll lay right there. And so when it comes off, it should just pop right on there. I think it should be okay. It looks a little funky because it won't sit straight, but it's a big hole and it won't be a big deal. So you're going to put a bead here in the center of each one, okay? Each of this, the single row that's empty, you're right in the center, you're going to put a band with the bead going across, okay? So go ahead and finish that up all the way up. So now that we're done, we're going to go ahead and lay the bands that are going to go right here. They're going to be X bands, and we're going to go like this, and then from the first peg on the first pin bar, do a diagonal, and then on the second pin bar out to the left, okay? And you're going to do that again, so you'll go from the left diagonal and then crisscross it over to make the X going that way. And that's the order that you're going to lay them. And on this one, we're going to start and go in from the last pin bar diagonally, and then cross it over, and then diagonally going towards the center, and then cross over. Okay, so go ahead and finish that all the way to the top, and I'll be back with your next step. Got my X's. Now I'm going to go ahead and move over to my metallic silver. And what we're going to do is kind of like some half starbursts, like a half starburst on this side and a half on this, and it meets in the center. I'll show you what I'm talking about. I don't know what you call them, but you're going to go up. Well, let me see. Maybe I'll do, you're going to go up on right in the center on both of those bands. But let me just show you how we're going to do the left side first. So we'll go up from the third pin bar over. You're going to go up one, and then you're going to go diagonally downward to the left. Then you're going to go over. Make sure you're pushing your bands down too. You're going to go over, and then you're going to go diagonally here, and then one straight up. Okay, so that's what I mean by that. So now this side, we're going to go up one, diagonally downward to the right. Hard for me because this bead is so big it won't stuff down there. Okay, and then we're going to go over, go upward to the right diagonally, and then straight up. Okay, and that's our very first one. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to skip this part and go up. So basically wherever you have your bead is where you're going to start what we just did here. Okay, so we're going to go up here and we're going to start here again. So I'll do one more. We're going to go up, diagonal, straight across. Push my bands down, make sure they're in the proper order too. And then we're going to go diagonally to the left and then straight up. Okay, and on this side we're going to go straight up, diagonally down to the right, straight over. Boy, someone's revving their engine up, aren't they? Well, I want this to lay properly, so there we go. And then we go diagonal and then straight up and down. Okay, so that's basically what you're going to do, this and this. Everywhere you see the bead, that's where you're going to start. Okay, so go ahead and finish that part all the way to the top, please. Next super easy part is you're going to lay bands on this second pin bar, going straight up, single chain on this fifth. So the second and the fifth, straight single chains going all the way up. I'm choosing to go with my green. I don't know how it'll look, but I'm gonna try to tie the green in elsewhere besides just in that one spot so that I can tie the black going up. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and do this green going straight up, just a single chain, just like so. Same on this side. So just finish those up and then I'll show you the next step. So, well, that wasn't bright. I need to get me some more of the gold mint. Oh my gosh, I should have ordered way more. Okay, so what we're going to do from here is, okay, so if you see here, this is where we had the silver starbursty things, and then there's nothing here. Okay, in between each one, there's nothing. So it's going to be on the second pin bar, third peg up. We're gonna snap a band. That's what we're gonna do. Okay, let's try that again. Second pin bar, third peg up where there's nothing, and we're gonna do a diagonal and then cross, go from there to the upper right and then diagonal to the left. Okay, we're gonna do the same thing on this side. So we're gonna go from this fifth pin bar, third peg up, and we're going to make an X in that order, okay? And that way it'll fill wherever the holes are, that's where we're going to put our X's. Sounds a little silly, but rather than count it all, you'll see what I'm doing. Okay, so there's that. So the next spot where it's empty is right here. Okay, so we will go towards the right and then towards the left. And over here, we're going to go towards the left and then towards the right. Okay, so you're going to do that wherever the empty spots are, all the way up, please. Okay. So now we've got to put 2 single chains going straight up the center. And since I've used so much LE, I just don't want it to be so tight that it doesn't lay flat. So I don't even know, maybe I even used too much of the LE, I don't know. So I was going to originally just use those colors, but if I switch off into, well, I guess I could do the white, but I kind of wanted to tie in black because the border is the only thing black besides right here, and you're not even going to see those. So I decided to throw in some black sweets since there's green in them, and they're my favorite. So why not, right? Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go up the center, 3rd pin bar and 4th, and do a single chain going straight up. So single chain, pushing your bands down as you work, which obviously I didn't, so they aren't laying properly. Okay, and then you do the same thing here. Okay, now what we're going to do is she's going ahead and putting a double border on. Okay, so at this point, and really, you know, I don't understand double borders. Well, I do because I did them for Nick's Haley 22, but that was because I chained it. And then when you chain it and you do a double border, then you can see the chain in between both borders. And so that's pretty cool. But if you don't chain it, then you don't have to put the double border. At least I'm thinking that on this design. And so basically what we're going to do is we're going to put a band, and I'm going to continue on with my green, and we're going to go across the center, and then we're going to go out towards the left twice, go out towards the right twice. Having a hard time here. I'm struggling, people. Okay, and then all we're going to do is just bring it straight up, just like we did the other border. Okay, so simple enough. Take it all the way to the top, and when you get to the top, you're just going to bring it in and to right, you know, at the very end, you're just going to bring it into these 2 in and leave the center part at the top open. Okay, so go ahead and finish that, and then I'm not sure exactly. Oh, then we'll get started. I realized that was all, but that's all, and we're ready to turn this around and start looming. Okay, so right here we've got to get a double cap band right going across here. So you're just going to put it on your hook, put it around like that, and then just put it across these 2 pegs, just like so. Now all we're going to do is the double border. Okay, so you're just going to go in through here and grab this, and you're just going to loop up the double border only, which is the last bands that you placed. And just follow that straight up. Okay, and you'll do the same thing over here. Bring it out to the right, and then just take it up to the top, and go ahead and finish this up, the double border. Okay, the next step is these single chains, and they're not going to get looped back to themselves. They're gonna make an X up the center. So right here on this 3rd pin bar from the left, we're going to go in and grab that single chain, and instead of bringing it back up to itself, we're going to take it diagonally out to the left. Okay, and then we're going to go to this side and cross it over to the left. I meant to the right and then to the left. Hopefully I said that right. And you're just going to do that all the way up the center. So basically You're going to go to the next one up and then just cross it over, making an X, and the other way. Okay, so just like so. So not back to themselves, you're just making an X. One more, and then I'm going to go off camera and let you finish this up because it's not hard. Okay, so finish that up for me, please. So this is how it should look the entire way up of the loom till you get to the end. Now what we're going to work on are, if you recall, where we did our little X's here. X here, X here, X here, you know, just every other, wherever we were missing and had the hole. So wherever these X's are in my green, that's what we're going to do. So it's going to be the third, what we're going to do is go to the third pin bar over, and then third one over. So here's the X, okay? And we're wanting to get the we're going to get the bottom, no, I can't even speak. We're going to get the bottom band. So we're going to go in through this third pin bar, and we're going to grab this band, okay? And we're going to bring it back to itself. Just like so, okay? Then this band, normally we would cross over, but instead we're going to bring it downward. So we're going to go up here, grab that band, and bring it downward, okay? Just like so. And let me see. All right, and so that's what we're going to do going all the way up. So here's the next X. And what we're going to do is come right here, get this bottom band, bring it back to itself. Then we're going to go up to the top, and we're going to bring this one diagonally down. Okay, so that's what it should look like. Okay, and so on this right-hand side, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to go on this fourth, well, wherever this X is, I guess it's the fourth pin bar over, and go up to where that X is, and grab the bottom band, bring it back to itself, and then we're going to go, this diagonal is going to get brought down. So we'll go into this peg, grab this one, and bring it down. So I'll do one more with you. Right here's the X. You're going to go right here, and you're going to grab the bottom band and bring it back to itself. Then you're going to grab the diagonal, the top of the diagonal, and bring it downward. Okay, so you're going to do that all the way up the loom. So I don't know, look, my tissue box, my little Zen cat. Look at this thing. It's kind of creepy. I know I'm going off subject, but look. This I got in my rainbow loom swap. It's creepy, but he hangs out. He hangs out. He's my Zen cat. Zen yoga cat. Let me unplug this because I think with my charger plugged into the phone, it's pulling my tripod. And so then it's messing me up. So let me start right back here again. So wherever you have these X's, you want to grab the bottom band first, and we want to bring it back to itself, and then you want to bring the other one down. So this one went back to itself, and then this one went down. So this one, you grab the bottom band, you'll grab this back to itself, this one downward. So finish your little X's all the way up to the top. Now what I see here is, you remember these silver bands that are like the half starburst on this side and the other half here? There's a band that goes straight up and down, and instead of bringing that back to itself, what we're going to do is we're going to go in through this, it's this third pin bar, the second peg up, and we're going to grab that band that's going straight up and down. We're going to go through the black bands and grab it, and instead of bringing it back to itself, we're going to cross it over, just like so, okay? And then the next one, we'll go back into here, and we'll just bring it back to itself. Now, I think the rest of it's going to be... okay. All right, so this is a little strange. Okay, so you're going to go into this peg, and at first, instead of bringing it back to itself, you're going to bring it diagonally here. Okay, and then you're going to go back into this peg, the next one will go back to itself. The third one is going to be this band, which is this gold mint band, is going to go straight up. Okay? And then the next thing is, what I'm seeing is that this next band that's going straight up, we're going to go in, and instead of bringing it back to itself, we're going to take it diagonally to the left. Like so. Okay? Then, once we get that out diagonally to the left, we're going to go back into here, and we're going to get this silver band. And I think it's going to go, yep, it's going to go back to itself. Straight over to the center. Okay, and then let me see what we got going on next. Okay, so that's where she stopped it right at the moment. So now we're going to work on this side. I know this is confusing, so just really pay attention. Okay, so this silver band going straight up, we're going to grab it from this, this pin bar, and we're going to grab that band, and we're going to cross it over diagonally down. Instead of bringing it back to itself, we're bringing it diagonally down. And then what we're going to do is get the other silver band and bring it back to itself. Okay? And then the gold mint band is going to go straight up. And then this gold mint band that goes straight up, instead of bringing it back to itself, we're going to bring it out to the border. So we're going to do a diagonal out to the right. Okay? Then we're going to go back into here and get this band that's crossed over and bring it towards the center. Okay. Now I need to see what we're doing now. Just making sure what we got, if anything has changed. Into the center. Okay. Now what it's showing is we've got to do where this bead is, we've got to do a cuff stitch. Okay, so where this, at the last bands we placed, or we looped, were these silver bands that go to the center on each side. Now we've got to get this band that's all the way at the bottom, and we've got to do a cuff stitch right here. So we're going to go through this peg, the third pin bar, second peg up, go all the way down, grab that black band that you have your bead on, and bring it to the right. Okay, then you're going to go back into this one and get the other half of that, so it's the other black band in my case, and then cross it back over. And that is what a cuff stitch is. Okay, all right. Now I'm trying to see what she's got going on now. Let me see what's next. So I think it's, why would that go that way? Give me a minute. I need to consult the flipogram. Hold on. I think I see what she's got going on. Okay, so we have a diagonal band that's on top here that's in silver, and then underneath that is a straight up, a band going straight up. Okay, what she's doing is going back into where this cuff stitch is and grabbing this diagonal band, and instead of bringing it back to itself where you would normally do, she crosses it over the center. So we're going to go in and we're going to grab that band, and we're going to just, instead of doing this, we're going to just bring it over to the right. Okay, and then once we do that, we're going to go back in and to the cuff stitch and get the band that's, and bring it straight up. Well, straight up and down. Okay, so that's what it's, I think it's what it looks like. Yes. Okay, just like so. So now, on this side, remember we have this diagonal band going like this, and then we have one underneath it that's a straight, and those are the silver bands. So we're going to go in and grab this band, and instead of bringing it back to itself, we're going to cross it over. Okay, so we'll go in, make sure you're grabbing the proper band. We're going to grab this one, and we're going to bring it out to the left, so it's going to make the X right there. And then you have the single band that goes straight up, so you're going to go in and grab it, and it's caught, so don't freak out. It looks like it's not right, but it is. So you're just going to go straight up and down with it. All right. Now let me make sure. I'm going to obviously do this again because this was difficult. So, so where we left off here, the last thing we did was we went and brought this back to itself and this downward, brought this back up to itself and then downward. Okay, now we've got to go in and bring this one straight forward. So we're going to go into this peg, grab this band, and it's going to go straight forward on either side. We're just going to work on both sides. Let's just do this. Once we get the pattern, then I can go off camera, but for now I'm going to stay on with you. So these two. Okay, so now we've got this band, these two bands going straight up that are in the silver. We're going to go up here and we're going to grab, we're going to go in through here, and we're going to grab this band, and instead of bringing it back to itself, we're going to bring it over to the next peg over here. Okay, then we're going to go back into this peg, grab this one, and just bring it back to itself. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to go in through here and grab this single chain in the gold mint, and we're going to bring it straight up. Okay, I think we're just going to do this one side first. Okay, what's next? Okay. Now what we're going to do, wow, why am I confused? Okay, we went straight up. And then we're going to go grab this band here, this other single chain, and we're going to bring it out diagonally to the left, okay? Just like so. Yes, we got to make sure, because I almost missed where I was supposed to do the single chain. Okay, and then what we're going to do is, what are we going to do? I guess that's just an up-close picture of what it's supposed to look like. And now what we're going to do is, where this chain bead is, this band that's going straight across, we're going to bring it in towards the center, just like so. And then okay, what we're going to do here is this side, so we're going to get this band that's going straight up and down, so we'll go in, grab this one, and instead of bringing it back to itself, we're going to cross, bring it over to the next peg, just like so. Okay, then we're going to go in and grab the diagonal band, and this one will get brought back to itself. Okay, and then we're going to go and bring this gold mint band forward, and then we're going to go into here and grab this single chain of the gold mint and bring it out to the side. Then we're going to go back in here and grab the silver band and bring it to the center. So now that's how it should be looped up. Okay, and I do believe we're going to do the cuff stitch next. So here's where the cuff stitch is. So we're going to go in through all these bands and grab that beaded band, and we'll bring it over to the right, go into this cuff stitch, get the other half of that band and cross it over just like so. Okay. Why am I confused? Okay. So now I think we're going up to the next one. So let me make sure before we go any further. This might go a little faster now that I'm somewhat getting the hang of it. So hold on. So now we have this diagonal one. And what we're going to do is go in and grab that diagonal. And instead of bringing it back to itself, we're just going to cross it over just like so. And then we are going to just go all the way back in again and get the single chain that goes forward and bring it straight up. Okay, and that'll take care of, it'll catch all of those bands. Okay, so now on this side we have this diagonal band left. So we're going to go in to this peg, grab the, oops, I didn't want to grab the bottom band. I wanted to make sure I'm careful and get the top band. I messed that up. I want to get this band. Go into here. Grab this band. Ooh, that's still the wrong band. Oh. Hard to work around this tripod. Okay, let me just get these in the right order because they're now all messed up. Okay, so we're going to go in through here, and I want to make sure I get the diagonal band that goes here, and instead bring it across like that, and then the single chain, I'm going to go in and pick this one up and bring it forward just like so. And I do believe that's how it's going to end. Okay, so let's try this again. This time I think I might have it. Okay, so now that we're done here, this is where we're going to work. Okay, let me try to. Okay, this is where we're going to work because this is where all the half starbursts are, and the bead band is right there. Okay, so what we're going to do is, what are we going to do? I said I understood, but maybe I didn't. So that's not good. Okay, I'm trying to find it. Okay, so what we're going to do is make sure we pick... Wow, what happened again? This went... Got you right off the screen, didn't I? Okay, and I've got my thing charged on the charger again, and that's what the problem is. Okay, it pulls on it and it won't stay in my tripod right. Okay, so now we got to go in and get these bands on the side. So we're going to go in and bring this one forward. Cannot forget that part, okay? Okay, so now I'm really super mad because I was on a roll and I was totally getting this done, man. Just getting it done all the way up. And then my battery went out. I totally didn't even see that I needed to charge it. So, oh, you like my fingers? There they are. Anyhow, so now I just did half of it without you on the camera, but I cannot go back. You know how hard it would be to put all that back. So, I've got another one left. 2 left. So I will show you. And then you can just rewind it. Hopefully, and be able to do it all the way up. Okay, I do so apologize for that. It would just be too hard for me to. Okay, So this is where I'm going to show you. Okay, where these cross bands are, you know, where these X's, okay? So this is where I stopped before my thing so rudely cut off on me. So basically what we want to do, okay, is we want to make sure after we've done all the silver bands, then before we start this whole next pattern, we need to go up one. So you needed to come in here and bring your single chain going straight up, okay? And then what we're going to do is, we'll see, and I started that. Okay, so let me just show you. Okay, so we needed to go the single chain straight up on both sides. So then the next step would be this straight up bands. So we need to go into here and grab that band, the top band, and bring it over to the right, okay? So anytime you're doing these up, you see how these are down, then the next are up. So these will be down, and then the next will be up. Okay, so what we took this single chain, or this band that's going straight up and down, we brought it over to the next peg to the right. Okay, and then what we need to do is, hold on, what do I got going on here? Then we need to go into this peg and grab this diagonal band and bring it straight back to itself, okay? At this point, we're going to grab the single chain going up the side, and then we're going to grab it again. And instead of bringing the second one straight up, we're going to bring it out to the left, okay? And then we'll come back here and bring the cross band over to the center, okay? At this point, we're going to go over here. So we're going to go in and we're going to grab this band going forward and crisscross it in the center. If I can crisscross it in the center, that would be awesome. Okay, crisscross it. And then we're going to go back into here and grab that diagonal band, bring it back to itself. At this point, we're going to go and grab the gold mint, bring it straight forward once. Go back in, grab the mint again, and instead of bringing it forward, we bring it out to the border. Okay, then we go here and bring that cross band into the center. I'm going to stand up. Okay, so now that I have it in the center, at this point we need to grab the, do a cuff stitch. We're going to go through all of these bands, grab the beaded band, go back in, grab the other side of that and cross it over. That's a cuff stitch. Okay, now we have these diagonal bands. So what we're going to do is we're going to go in and we're going to grab the diagonal band. Okay, and instead of bringing it back to itself, we're going to just crisscross it in the center going forward. Okay, and then we'll go back in and grab this one and bring it forward like that. Over here, we're going to go in and grab the band. That's the diagonal one. Oop, I grabbed the wrong one, so that's just lovely. Make sure you get the proper band. That would help matters. Let me figure out where I have. Okay, they were in the wrong order. Okay, I'm going to go in and grab this band. Instead of bringing it out there, I'm going to crisscross it over the center, go back in and grab the one that goes forward. Okay. Okay, so it looks like that we're done with this part. So at this point, you see how we've got these part of that X. Now we want to make sure that we go in and bring this one forward before we start the next one. Okay. Now that you've got those forward, we are going to go in and we're going to go to this peg right here and we are going to grab that top band that goes straight up and down and we are going to crisscross it in the center going downward. Okay, and then we are going to go right back in there and bring this one right back to itself. At this point, grab the gold mint, bring it forward once, and then you're going to go and bring this one out to the border like that. Then you're going to come and get the crossband and bring it into the center. So on this one, we're going to go in and we are going to grab that top band, get the right one, and we're going to crisscross it in the center. Okay, and then we're going to go in and bring this one back to itself. Then we're at this point, we're grabbing the gold mint, bringing it forward once, go back in or go into that peg and bringing it out to the right. Then you're going to go in and grab the silver band and bring it towards the center. At this point, you're ready to do the cuff stitch. So you're going to go through all the bands, grab the beaded band, cross it over, go in and cross the other one over, and that's the cuff stitch right there. Now we have the diagonal bands we've got to tend to. So we're going to go into this peg and grab, let me make sure I get the right one, the diagonal band that goes here. And instead of bringing it back to itself, we're going to cross it in the center. And then we're going to go back in and bring this one forward. Okay. This one, we're going to go in and grab the diagonal band, and I grabbed the wrong band yet again. I don't know what is going on. I guess having a hot flash. Okay, you're going to go in and grab the diagonal. Okay, cross it over the center, and then you'll go in and bring the one up the center. Okay, and that's looking like we have it all done. So I'm going to show you what it looks like. Okay, this is what it should look like. So these go up, these go down, up, down, up, down. You see, it's kind of confusing. It's more than kind of confusing, and I do apologize for going off camera unexpectedly because of my charger. So if you have any, I think I was really slow at the beginning, but once I cut back on and got these last two, if you wherever I cut off want to just continue, you know, the last two frames, just keep rewinding and until you've got the pattern down yourself. So I was a lot faster up here because by that point I had lots of practice, but you didn't see it because I went off camera. So that is it as far as that goes. I'm going to take a breather and take a deep breath, and we'll move on to the next. Try really hard to not let this thing go out of frame because I've had to plug my phone in yet again. Okay, let me turn it this way so that I get a better. All right. Okay, so what we're going to do now is work on our X's going up. And what we want to do is grab the bottom band first and then the top band. Okay, so we're just back to itself. So this is the bottom band is over here. So we're going to go in through this second pin bar and grab that white band, bring it over, and then go to the left and bring it to the right. And just do this number all the way up. So this is easy. Always the bottom band goes over first. Okay, on this side, bottom band is right going on this fifth pin bar. So you're going to go in, grab it, bring it over, grab the other half, cross it, and you're just going to do this. And hopefully the same thing won't happen as happened before where I go off camera unexpectedly. Okay, so do your X's all the way to the end. Okay, so now that we're done with that, now all we have to do is bring these side bands in. So wherever these side bands are, you're just going to go in and bring them out to the left twice to the border. Okay, so then this one, I'm just going to bring over twice to the border. Okay, then the next cross bands are up here. Twice. And that should catch everything from the center. Okay, so there you go. And you're going to do the same on this side. So you're going to bring this to the right twice. Oops. You're going to make sure you get the right band first. And you're going to go to the right twice. Okay, and you're going to do that, all these cross bands, all the way to the end. When you get, I'm going to go ahead and do this other step. When you get these cross bands all the way done, the very last thing to do is the border. So I'll go ahead and show you the border, and then we can meet back when we've got it all done, ready to put the C-clip on and take it off. Okay, so after you get your cross bands going all the way up, you're going to do the border. So you're going to come in through here and just bring it to the left twice, and then start going up. Okay? Just like so. Same on the right. Twice, and then you're going to go up. Just like so. Okay? So cross bands and then border up to the center, and then I'll meet you back. So now I'm at the top. To get a band. Actually, I don't need a band because there's already a cross band here. So I brought these two in. Now I'm going to go in and get this band, hold it with my finger, grab the other one. Well, where are you? Okay, it's going to play difficult with me, isn't it? I got to make sure I get the right one, because is this the right one? I think it is. Okay, and I put them both on here. Yeah, I think it is the right one. Oh, my goodness. Now I need to find a C-clip. At this point, take it off the loom. Now you can look on the sides, which I'm going to put this on real quick. Okay, and take it off since it's secure. Now you could look on the sides to see if everything's been looped up. I'm praying all mine has. At this point it doesn't matter because you can't fix it at this point. So then you just start taking it off. So you can just take it off the sides, loosen the tension on both sides, all the way up. And then you can just start taking it off each individual peg. Probably be the easiest. So I'm going to take mine off, and then I will be back when I get mine off. Just took mine off the loom. And this is what I have. Super, super pretty. I'm going to stretch it out. The only problem is I'm a ditz, and I've got to fix these beads, but I really should have used smaller beads. But if I just fix them right, they'll lay. Look at how big the holes are on the side. But they lay really pretty once you get them straight. My arthritis in my hand is just really doing a number on me. Struggling. I'm going to have to fix the bands later, but look at that. Now if you use smaller beads, it would lay flatter. It won't lay up like that. That's my fault. But I love the way it looks, and I'm going to go through and fix all my bands so that I have the sparklies all showing, and it's going to look good once I get it all fixed. But that's probably going to have to be tomorrow so I can let my hands rest. Okay, Well, this is Debra's Savannah by Zombify Me. It's a perfect fit too, look. It's the exact fit actually. Right there. Without even... It's perfect. Okay, so I'm going to fix my beads, fix my bands, get this all set up, and then I will post it, and then you can see what it looks like. Okay, and if you're not following Zombify Me, give her a quick follow because she is fantabulous. She's been designing here lately some really fabulous renditions, or not renditions, her own designs, and they're just outstanding. And anyhow, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. I apologize once again for it going off camera and not being able to go back to it, but hopefully you understand. Okay, well, take care. Until next tutorial. Bye-bye.